on of how people actually, are they going to like it or not? Because even me, when I started Jado Cakes, I was like, are people going to like it? Are people used to this taste? There's that. And then also there's boldness. You have to be bold to go into something. Like whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, there's no reason for you to just stay back and then just have reasons of not doing it. And then other people say, I don't have time. So that is also like when you put your heart in something, you will always find time for that as well. So I just feel like it's just more balancing your time as well. Like just find a schedule to do everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, just have a purpose as well. Like, why are you doing it in the first place?
You have participated in quite a number of big competitions which require courageousness, boldness. So the last one that you did was Miss Ruden Africa, which is one of the competition which requires, a lot of courage. How do you come up with such big decisions such that you're participating in those big events which will make you like more like stand in front of people, perform? How do you manage?
Um, I think first, getting the courage of standing in front of people started like a long time ago. I've been a prefect in, I think, every school I've been to. So I think that gave me courage of actually standing in front of people. And then me even participating in Miss Africa Ruden, it wasn't even me. Actually, most of the things I do, it was just like it just comes from people like, Doreen, why don't you do this? Try it out, and I'm like, standing in front of all these people, dancing, like actually going out of your comfort zone is not the easiest thing. Like no one can even lie to you about it. But then you just close your eyes and okay, I think I can do it. Just try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you don't win, you don't win. So as long as I just tried it and just at least now I have the experience to actually share it to someone else who wants to do it. So that's the nice part about it. Even if you don't win, you
Mm-hmm.
have the experience. You have something to share to someone.
Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of participating and giving yourself a chance.
Yes, I think you should, anything you should try. Like most of the things that we have, it just starts with an idea. So get the idea, don't think twice, go for it. Yeah, because the first thought is the best thought most of the time. So that's why some people are like, oh, I thought of it, but I don't know what made me stop. Or yeah, I wanted to do it. I had that feeling. If you have the feeling, if you have the idea, the first thought counts a lot. So just go for it. Don't count, like don't overthink about it. So I think that's it.
Mhm. So coming back to the cake business, how did you manage to advertise to brand Jado Cakes? To such an extent you're attracting customers. Customers begin to call you like, no, we are making an order maybe for a cake. How did you manage to brand your business?
No lie, in the beginning, it was difficult because imagine starting something and no one knows and no one has ever tasted your cakes. Oh, I had this horrible experience. Let me just share it. In the beginning, obviously, I asked, before starting, I asked my friend, like, what do you think? Do you think people want cake? You should also look at the market. Like, do you think people are in need of it? And she was like, yeah, I'm actually, every time there's someone's birthday, we hustle to get a person who can, sell for us a cake. We actually go to Ashan, that's a Russian mall here. And the cakes are not really nice. They're not homemade. So from the supermarket. So I was like, okay, let me start. So the first cake I made, I called my friends. I put it on my status. Guys, anyone wants a cake for free, cut it out. And then I was like, okay, guys, give me review, like honest review. If it's bad, if it's hard, whatever. So they're giving me the review. Most of them are like, yeah, nice, okay. And then the second time, my friend ordered, and yeah, it went on like that. So this event, big event, I wanted the cakes, so they were recommended by my friend. They're like, yeah, Jory makes cakes. I was like, okay. Then they asked me, like, can you do it? I was like, yeah, okay. Ha, I bought the things and everything, brought it to at my workplace, started working it out. And then those customers who are always in your back, like, how is it? send us a picture. Are you halfway? You know,
Mhm.
it was that customer. So it got to a point where I could not manage to, the cake was not just coming out the way the customer wanted. And the funny part is, I said, yes, I can do it, even though I've never done it. I was like, I'm going to do it as a challenge. So I was like, why not? You know, like, let me just try it. And it was those cakes where you have to put a picture of a logo. It was a big event.
Mhm.
So 2 hours to go. It's not like the cream is like melting. It's not, the cake was just not cake. I cannot even receive it for my birthday, let alone an event. So I had to call the customers like, sorry. I don't even remember the excuse they came up with. but, but I could not take it because I was asking my friend, like, should I take the cake the way it is? It's a bit melted. It doesn't look really good. And then he was like, you're risking your brand. Because at the end of the day, the person who promotes your brand, it's not always yourself. It's the person, it's word of mouth. You take it to a person, the person will be like, oh, it's good, and then recommendation go on and on and on. So they're like, no, protect your brand, come up with an excuse or just say sorry, you can't make it, and that's it. So yeah. So at least that one. So I'm just imagining myself taking that broken cake, and then now my brand would be it would have been like, oh, Jado Cakes, the broken cake. Nah, don't order from her, you know. So
Yeah.
I saved my brand. So sometimes such things happen. So yeah, that was the beginning, and then the rest is history till now.
So it's more like you have to, by all means, if you're doing business, you have to protect your brand.
Yes, I think that's a very very important thing. Like protect your brand, because um, you can marketing. It's not only you. People are forgetting marketing is just through recommendations as well, and that plays a very big part. So always protect your brand. And then also, if you feel like it's not convenient to you as well, as a brand as a whole, then don't do it. Like that, some things you can compromise, but some things you cannot compromise.
Ma.
And then, yeah. Although till today, sometimes I get an order and then a person asks me, can you do it? I have never done it.
Mhm.
Mind you, maybe I have never done it, but I'm like, I can take it as a challenge. So I look at it as at an extent where like this, I can take it as a challenge. If you feel like it's a bit too big for you, then just don't. Like you wouldn't want to be what I did on my first order. So yeah.
So there are some, maybe probably, for example, I would maybe maybe amongst the viewers, and I look at maybe doing cake business. It takes a lot of time to bake a cake. You know, at the same time, say selling it at a price that maybe is not according to my convenient. You know, there is, as youths, we tend to want to make, you know, rapid profit. You know, does it apply in any business whereby you look at a business saying, no, I think I'll get little profit, the profit is less? Do you also look at that as well?
Yeah, in the beginning, honestly, I went through a lot of loss because I had to buy everything. Someone is asking for a cake, and then you have to buy a mold for that thing, you know. So like it's not a loss. Let me call it an investment. So in the beginning, you have to invest a lot in your business because you don't have those things. And then also when it comes to price compromising, um, first look at the market, the target market, and the area as well. I cannot sell the prices that they sell in Zambia or in Tanzania, and then here in Russia it's different. You also have to look at how much you're buying and then how much you're going to sell it, and then how much your competitors are selling them as well. So there also, when it's a bit lower than your competitors, you have a plus as well. You know, people let's be honest, people love cheap stuff. So if you make it a bit less, but then it shouldn't be too less in such a way like now your business is hurting, you know. So yeah, you just look at the target market and the competitors and just compare back and forth.
So to our viewers, if you're having any questions, you can kindly type them in the chat box so that by the end of the day, you ask our speaker. If you're having any questions, please kindly type them in the chat box so that we tackle them afterwards. So Doreen, looking at where you have come from, do you see what advice can you give to someone, maybe probably they're not even yet in the university, maybe they are in the university? Can you give them advice saying they are supposed only to concentrate on their field? Because we see most of graduates graduating only with a paper from the university. If they are studied engineering like me, what I'm doing, they only graduate with a paper saying, okay, this is what I came here to do, and this is what I'll focus on. What advice can you give to such mindset?
First, it has to come from the heart. You cannot force anyone to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Second, do you want to be your own boss? And that's number two. So I just feel like multitasking is possible, especially for those people who really want to get into business. Multitasking is possible. And throughout university, or let's say high school, if you're able to actually start a small business or any, implement it, I feel like you can just start, because that's the time you can actually make a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout, even if you're making a mistake, go on, like push. So as I said earlier, you should have a purpose, like why are you doing it? And then also, this is also the time to try out stuff. Maybe you might get into cake business, you're like, nah, this is not for me. And then you go into maybe photography, nah, it's not for me. So this time is time to try out stuff and then actually know your talent, because for you to get to a point where now you're successful, you have to love what you're doing, because it's not easy. The journey is not easy. Doing for example, the talk show that I'm doing, behind the scenes, a lot of work. Um, Doing the cakes as well, it's a lot of work. It's just not like, okay, the cake is here. You have to do research, and then you have to do a lot of reading, and it's just a lot going on behind the scene. So I just feel like you should have the patience, and patience comes from, you have to love what you're doing. So yeah, just go for it. Try, even if it's the simplest thing possible. Like just do it, because people do silly stuff, and then we end up buying from their silly production. So
All right.
I can't call it silly, but I'm just saying, like, because nowadays people, if you own a very big company, that's when you're like, oh, this is a business person. But then if you see a barber in the store, like, that is not considered a business. If someone is having a salon, some people are like, underestimating such things. So anything, as long as it's bringing money um to you. So
It's worth moving. There is a question. I will kindly tackle this one as we are moving on, because it is connected to just your answer. Kindly, there is a question. How did you manage school, work, and her interests? Your interests, meaning your interests. How did you manage to separate, to dedicate time for your work, your interests, your passion?
I have a calendar. I have a calendar where I have everything jotted down. For example, on Monday, I have to do this. On Tuesday, I have to do this. It gets to a point where when school is very tight, I say no to some orders, you know. But when school is very tight, even another reason I even ended season 1 of my Let's Talk Business show, because I had a lot of things going on. So I was like, this one. So also, it also comes to protecting your brand, You'd rather produce something which is 100% good. Don't produce something which is like 70%, 60%. As long as I just did it. No, if I know I'm not going to give it like 100%, then I don't do it. So I think it's just having the calendar. Like I have a calendar. It's even on the fridge. So every time I oh, it reminds me. On Monday, oh, I have an order. Oh, on this day, yeah, I have an exam coming. So on this day, I have to do this. So yeah.
So even me, I'll put my calendar on my fridge, so that each and every time when I wake up, I look at it and say, okay, Mr. Vala, you're supposed to do this, eh? So
Yeah, you can put it where you always see it. I always open the fridge every day, so I chose to put it in the fridge. You can put it on your bed, anywhere, but you always have to see it.
so how can one have the confidence that you have, taking up challenges, trying something new? The last time that I saw you traveling, and you are doing some games. How can one, venture into being happy always and doing the things that they love, at the same time managing and building their life purpose. You know, you are building not only academics, but you are building also business-wise, your interests, your passions, you know, at the same time having family time. You know, how can one have such great confidence in taking up child?
Okay, I don't know about Solomon. I don't know about family time. I don't have children.
Honestly, you have your own family by the end of the day. Your mother, you know, we always, that is family time, of course.
Okay, let me call it a me time. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. um. Anyway, I go what you're saying. Okay, what I meant. It's more of, okay, traveling. Also, other people are like, how do you manage? You know, you're a student. How do you get the funds? I plan. It comes. Everything comes with planning. Most of the time, for example, if I'm to travel in August, I start planning from 3 months before. 3 months before. It just doesn't come like, okay, in a week, I just have to go. No, 3 months before. So by the time I have to travel, I have everything done. I have accommodation booked. I know what I'm going to eat. How much is, you know, like everything is planned. How many people I'm traveling with? What do we need? Do I have to shop for this? So it takes planning. I think everything is just planning. You have to plan everything ahead. Then, yeah.
Awesome. I'm equally learning. So the next time I'll plan to go to somewhere else, and I'll plan in advance so that I dedicate my money somewhere else. So our viewers, let us begin planning, you know, writing that daily plan on our fridges so that we can wake up and be dedicated to our goals, eh? So any questions from the viewers? Yes. What's your envisioned plan for your business in 5 years from now, given its limited linkage to your career?
So, okay, which business actually is this person asking?
Maybe probably Jedo Cakes, Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris.
Which one? The talk show.
The talk show or Jedo Cakes? She's running 2 businesses.
Okay, let me answer. Okay, the cake business. Okay, the cake business in 5 years. Okay, first let me answer how it's linkage to what I do. I do architecture, so I believe designing comes in every aspect that I do, you know. Cake business, when I'm doing it, I'm creating it. I'm designing. Like, I'm actually enjoying the process. And then when it comes to the talk show, when I'm editing my videos, I'm enjoying the process because I put sometimes, like, I have to come up with what's the name? Not filters, like transitions and stuff, those things. So so that is how I feel like it's linked. It has a linkage with my career. And then also, where do I see myself in 5 years? 5 years, I see myself as an experienced baker, a very experienced baker. Like, I see myself teaching other people how to do some steps. Although I can teach someone now, but I don't have the time. So in 5 years to come, I can teach other people. I see myself actually employing other people as well, you know. So helping them, creating employment to people. And then also to my talk show, I see it in 5 years. I also see it in inspiring a lot of people because I cover a lot of topics. So yeah, there is a great employment to people as well.
Actually, prior to even the Vala starting this entire webinar, we were attending the talk show for Doreen. She's the one that actually inspired the Valas to set up a platform like this. So you can just really imagine the kind of influence that she's having on the lives of the people. So when she's talking about the 5 years plan, believe you me, that is very much possible because she inspired us a lot. So when you look back, even how do you feel when you look at your achievements, you know, the steps that you have taken in the talk show, the cake business, school-wise, graduating, you know, next year? How does it feel?
It's a mixed feeling. Sometimes I laugh because then I look like, the things, it's just, it's not, they're horrible. Like the first video, when you look at my talk show, the light was horrible. I was nervous, like everything was just like crazy. But then when I look at it like on the other side, I feel so proud. I'm like, oh, I'm actually growing. There's a difference between when I look at myself now and before. I've actually made a step, because there's no way I would have just slept on my bed and just like, okay, let me try maybe in 3 months, and then maybe I would have been the way I am now. No, it just starts step by step. So I just see growth, and the people who have been following me from the beginning, they see the growth too. So I just feel like that also inspires them. So I see growth, and I'm very proud of myself. You don't have to wait for someone to be proud of you. So yeah, I see growth, and I'm happy.
Please keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. I'll allow, if at all you were remaining with almost 13 minutes to go, if you are having at all any questions, I can kindly give you a chance to open the mic and ask questions. So the last one now, I have seen you working with a lot of people from Nigeria, on your talk show, people from Zambia, people from, like me, Zambian, you have interviewed me before. How do you manage to create such connections all the way from Tanzania, Nigeria, South Africa? How do you manage to talk to people like that? And how
As you said,
this person was
oh,
entrepreneur talking to people is it something that each and every entrepreneur out there should develop?
it depends on what you're doing, because if you're basing in Zambia, why should you have a lot of connection all around, So it really depends on what you're doing. And then it depends on your target market, because for me, my target market is to reach every person. It doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter your race, your tribe, your area, your country, I've even hosted Russians. So connection, it also comes with friendship, people forget that, okay, find connections, but then are you also making friends out of it? You never know who's going to help you. So it just started off like, good thing in Russia, I'm studying with people from different countries. So I might come to you, Solomon, like, I'm looking maybe for a male model, and I haven't really hosted any Zambian before. Do you have any person, whether it's back home or in Russia, as long as he's doing something good? And then I just don't say, okay, maybe Solomon, you give me a person, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me just take him. No, I have to go through, okay, what does he do? Okay, I have to go through the profile, because when I put you on the talk show, I'm also protecting my brand, So I have to really inspire something that I also find inspiring, because even in the talk show, I'm learning. I've learned a lot of things I didn't know before from different areas and aspects. So when I go to a person, I don't just take you. You have to go to the requirements. Like, okay, this person does this and this and this. Even if you have 100 followers on Instagram, I really need to see what you're doing, And then, oh yeah, you should have at least social pages and stuff, so I can be able to share. So that's how I get connected. And then you see, for example, I've hosted people maybe I've never met in my life. I hope I meet them. So I'll also ask them, like, do you also have maybe a friend who does that? So that's how I get connected to people around.
Awesome. So there's a comment in the chat box saying, mention also Ghana, because Ghana has been there. Hey, so Ghana has been there. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, I think I've hosted a lot. I've hosted Ghana, Zambia, Tanzania. Okay, Ghana, shout out to you. And then even, I still have to go. Unfortunately, I couldn't host some countries which they don't speak English. That's another challenge I go through. So yeah, as long as you speak English, if you have any person, feel free, just DM me on my Instagram. I'll be there. I'll be ready to host your friend, whoever, as long as they have something to me.
Yes. And as we are doing this, you should follow also Jedo Cakes and Let's Talk Business, all those that are on the platform. Let us keep learning, see how she edits her videos. And by the way, she edits her videos. So look at them.
It's also Let's Talk Business Show is also on YouTube for those people who. So I upload the teasers on Instagram, and I upload the whole video on YouTube. so you can get it there.
So you can learn stuff, you know, learning the skills, how she does it. So the last question, what can you tell a young person out there, you know, who wants to be relevant, you know, who wants to add some value to their lives? What words can you give to such a person?
Don't be scared. No one is God in this life, do what you have to do. Like, if you feel like it's worth it, do it. If you feel like, no matter what the comments are, just do it, because at the end of the day, these are the same people who are going to come to you like, oh, you did it, look at her, oh my God, these are the same people who actually give you negative comments in the beginning. So just do it. Plan. Everything has to be planned out. So plan everything, connect yourself to people, ask for help. People don't ask for help. For me, if I feel like I'm stuck with editing, I have friends who are photographers. Like, how do you put this? Like, I want to make, I want to do this. What do you think about maybe my intro on YouTube? Do you think it's interesting? So ask for help if you feel like you're stuck somewhere. And invest in yourself. People don't like spending money in the beginning. They feel like they're wasting money. Invest, use that money. So yeah.
Awesome. So investing in yourself, it is part of branding. Is it like that?
Yes. Of course, you must invest, because nothing comes for free. So you must invest, and then you get profit later.
So what type of investment? Maybe probably I'm one of the people that have not understood. Is it more like, you buy yourself some nice clothes, or you eat some food? Because
Okay, investment, time, that is also an investment. Create time for it. And then also investment, it depends on what you do. For example, me, talk show, I have to get proper light, you have to get a proper device to do your thing, sound and all those things you have to go through. Invest also on, like, I also look at YouTube, like on YouTube. That's why I look at a lot of people doing the thing. So how do they speak and stuff, like, correct yourself, and then yeah, and if it's cake business, buy the things that you have to buy. So yeah, I think that's the investment that I'm talking about.
All right.
If also if you're a clothing person, obviously you have to buy clothes. If you're a vlogger, some people change clothes and stuff. So yeah.
So thank you very much. I never saw any question coming, of which I don't know why the questions are not coming, but thank you very much. I've learned,
Oh, sorry, can I add something?
Yes.
Get friends and family who are critical, like not critical, sorry, who give you critics as well. Because on my talk show, like, my family is always there. Like, Doreen, how a host doesn't wear like that. Like, next time, don't wear this. Like, those little things, you need someone to be there telling you. So you have to have a friend or family who will be there, like, telling you the truth. So yeah.
Awesome. So thank you very much. Any question that you would like to our speaker to tackle before we say our bye-byes? Until next time, it has really been an honor to host such an action taker, under our theme, taking action. Yes.
Okay. Well, it seems the talk was so nice and educative, but I would love to just ask one question. I was late a little bit, but I would love just to ask one question. Like, well, we've heard a lot of people saying, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You see, it's not for everyone. So sometimes people are just born like it's the innate stuff in them, and they're just born entrepreneurs, just like we do have different talents. So others, they're born in that way. So what would you say, Madam, about that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
For me, I've heard it a lot as well. That is not true. I beg to differ, because everything we learn. I don't think, when I look at myself when I started baking, I was not like, I never did it. So I learned and I made a lot of mistakes. When you look at my talk show, I've never hosted in my life. I've never even looked at Oprah like, oh my God, I really want to be like, no, it has never been in me. But then I went for it and just take a step and then just learn through. I don't think there's any person who, obviously, people have talents, but then I cannot call myself like, I cannot point fingers like you cannot be a business person, a business or no, that's not true. My friend, just if you have an idea, just go for it. There's no such thing as you're not born for it. No, everyone is born for everything.
All right, thank you so much. So, is it as well coupled with the interest within you, for you to achieve? I like the way you've given the answer. So, because sometimes I believe people, they have started businesses because they have seen others actually doing a particular business. But in the long run, themselves, they don't have the interest in that. So like things have not worked out. For others, they have worked out, but others, they have not worked out. So what would you say, like what makes those people, well, to never achieve, like others, they have achieved, them, they have failed to achieve?
Yeah, I've answered that question before on the previously. It has to come from what you like. There's no way you will succeed with something that you don't like. So that's my answer. Like, those people don't succeed because they are copying. Copying does not take you anywhere. Even in an exam, you cannot copy and expect to be winning all the time. No. So because it will not make you creative. Like, you won't be going and searching for yourself. You just be looking at that person doing what they're doing, and then that's it. No, it doesn't work that way. You should
Thank
go
you
for
so much. Thank you so much, madam. Straight on the point. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Mr. Joseph Nyambose, my mentor. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for attending this meeting. So all the way from Victoria, Ghana nation, the great nation. I just want to say I admire you, Doreen. Doreen, you know, they admire you. Victoria is saying she admires you. Her excellence herself. So I have a question. I'm really inspired, but I can't bake. Will you teach me? All the way from Milika. Yes.
As I said, it's in the 5-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
I will, but not now. I don't have time to teach.
All right. So just your last remarks and where people can find you.
The question? I don't know.
You have less than a minute to go. Our meeting.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh. we have less than a minute?
Yes, it's less than a minute.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
Okay, you can actually find me, Jado Cakes, on Instagram, Let's Talk Business Show on Instagram, Let's Talk Business Show on YouTube.
All right. Mr. Moise, kindly throw a question so that if we answer it, we answer it. It's do or die.
Wonderful insights coming. Wonderful insights coming. Oh, wonderful insights coming from Doreen. We are really learning, and it's a rare opportunity. I would just love to pose this question. Having heard that you're also in a partnership on one of your businesses, just can you kindly just educate us on how you have managed to handle